So, you're one of the only conservatives at your school. How are you going to recruit new members for your YAF chapter? Hello and happy Friday, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another episode of Ask YAF. Before I get on any further today, I do want to apologize to you all for the annoying sound of my voice. I just emerged victorious after a valiant struggle with a wicked virus. So I have some battle wounds right now. And if you'll bear with me, this should really only be about a week. I hope, because I hate the way I sound right now. I hope it's not so bad for you all. Anyhow, this week's question comes from a comment left in one of our previous videos from David. David writes, "Thanks for the video, Kyle. I enjoyed the tips. One issue that I'm having is recruiting people because I'm finding very few conservatives are at my school." Well, David, thanks for asking the question. I actually get this a whole lot. For many young conservatives, when you're first getting started on campus, especially when you start expressing your viewpoints as conservatives at your school, it can feel like you're at times alone, like you're the only one who has a burning passion for America and a love for her founding principles. And I know many of you at some time, or one time or another, feel like this is the case, but trust me, you are not alone. But before we get on with today's program, I want to remind you all to register for the Nashville Freedom Conference this February 7th and 8th. The program is open to both high school and college students, so hope to see you guys there. And if you're in a YAF chapter at a college or university and you want to increase the impact you have on campus, then you do not want to miss the YAF Activism Training Seminar this January 23rd through the 25th, where we'll be attending the March for Life as well. If you want to get to any of our programs, but you need assistance, we can help. Details on how, as well as on the conferences, will be in the description below. Now, back to today's episode. Like I was saying, even if you are at one of the most leftist schools in the country, or you live in one of the most leftist communities, believe it or not, there are more conservatives than just you. And this is especially true for those of you who are indeed in these areas. Take a look at this as a little evidence. Right here, you can see a chart of the states with the highest percentage of YAF chapters. That's California, Texas, Virginia, Florida, and New York. Now, only one of these states, Texas, can be considered a bastion of conservatism. And for you Texan YAFers out there, you need to bust it if you want to keep it that way. The rest of these states are home to some of the most leftist communities in the entire country. But this also happens to be where our chapters are most densely populated. Now, there's a lot that can be said about this, but the one thing that I'm going to point out right now is that just because you're in a community or at a school that's overrun by the left doesn't mean that conservatives are, by any measure, in short supply. Here's what's actually going on. The conservatives that are there right now are just looking for someone to speak out and stand up for their beliefs. They're waiting on leaders. And this right here is what YAF is all about. YAF chapters serve two critical roles. One, they work to enlighten their peers and inspire them with America's founding principles. And two, they provide platforms for those students who already have that itch to express their love for conservatism. Now, that last point is relevant to what I'm talking about right now. In an instance where you don't know of any conservative, it's most likely because the other conservatives that are there just don't know yet about you or your club, or you haven't proven the significance of your club to them yet. The best way to attract people to your club is to show them why it's worth joining and sticking their neck out. In other words, you need to show them that your club has a mission worth getting behind, that it's ran by strong and competent leaders, and that it can triumph over difficult situations. You put those three things together, and you'll find that you're cooking with gas. Now, the one common thing you'll notice between what I just said, it all requires action. Unfortunately, and this is just the way it is, you're not going to be able to just sit around and expect conservatives to just voluntarily put themselves, or many conservatives on campus, voluntarily stick their necks out, put themselves in a situation where they get smited by their classmates or by their high and mighty professor or teacher. You'll have to show them that you can take the heat first. And you'll find that inevitably they will get behind you. And once you show them that there's a way, they'll be proud to support you in any endeavor that you want to take them through your chapter. This is especially true for those of you in the cuckoo communities that I mentioned earlier. Well, yes, it's true that being an outspoken conservative in these places can make friends harder to find than Hillary Clinton's missing emails. It's that very reason that your presence is all the more necessary. If you're not willing to stand up and take the heat that inevitably comes with being a proud conservative, nothing's going to change. It's when you show your peers just how inspiring America's founding principles are, as well as show them that you yourself are proud of these ideas, and that you're not going to be shamed, silenced, or scared away from standing up for all this. When you do this, you're going to find that conservatives come running to join your ranks. And you'll even find that students who didn't even know that the ideas that they held were actually conservative. So, to summarize everything that I just said, remember why you brought YAF to campus. You want to make a difference, and you want to inspire your peers. Don't expect very many people to jump right up at the opportunity to join your chapter, just as it's mentioned. Talk is cheap. And let the actions of your club be the strongest communicator, and let them communicate that you're proud conservatives and that you won't be deterred by any negative force. You do that, and the fire burning within you will be way too bright to ignore. Well, that wraps up another episode of Ask YAF. Thanks again, David, for that awesome question. Hope you guys enjoyed this video and you found it useful. If you did, let us know by liking this video and leaving a comment below. Also, don't forget to ask questions. Tweet at YAFreedom using the hashtag AskYAF, or you can ask your questions in the comment section below. Last but not least, don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you know when we next upload the next Ask YAF. With that said, ladies and gentlemen, I'll see you guys next Friday.